loading up from Caneville, Utah. We're gonna head out to Delta, Colorado, and hope for another great stop.
This team sucks. I'm out of here in my private heli.
Couple 100-mile trip from Caneville, Utah.
We are here in Green River, and we need to be here in Grand Junction. It's this far apart on the map.
Coming into this place is kind of an unknown. You know, I'm the one that kind of picked the place, so definitely a little bit of pressure on me. I'm really hoping that it's as good as we thought it is.
Welcome to Colorado, the colorful state.
When we pulled up today, it's the first time any of us had ever seen it. We haven't seen a picture, we haven't seen a movie clip, no one's been here, nothing. It was a total unknown.
From here, it looks like a place to ride.
Kind of met up with JJ Romans, who's a local around here. You know, kind of told us about this area.
Here in Delta, we're gonna actually see a lot of flat ground with hills just popping up everywhere, not really too tight. Whereas tomorrow's gonna be tight and technical, a lot of tight stuff, good to jump. So here's the bigger stuff.
Well, pretty sweet looking joint. Well, coming into this deal, we didn't really know what to expect out of Delta. You know, it was all off of hearsay from some local riders. I know what they're gonna have. They're gonna have some big old gaps and try to be impressing us, I think. So we'll be hitting those, and I'm gonna have my eye open for some good whippers, because that's what I like doing, and I'm selfish. You're the son of a gun.
I've never heard of the place, never seen pictures on the place.
What do you think, Lance? Come on,
good.
The talker of the group here.
I don't know what's good, you know what I mean? I've never really...
Oh, that's right, Lance hasn't found a jump yet today.
Funny guy. I've never
It's
flown
true.
in a helicopter over jumps, so I don't know what I'm looking for, you know what I mean?
I'm really pumped, man. We have a new addition to the team here, Miles Richmond.
Miles Richmond, everybody.
I made it.
He's kind of one of the original athletes that was picked for the cast of the Great Wide Open this year. But unfortunately, you know, about 6 weeks before that, he crashed and broke his collarbone.
How's the collarbone gonna be digging up? See all these rain ruts? There's about a million of them out there.
I'm gonna tell you the truth, today was like his first day of riding since he got injured.
This is the first time you've ridden since?
Since the last time.
Really?
Might be a little rusty.
Yeah. Rusty for Miles is like shooting a birdie for Tiger Woods. I was really pumped when I found out Miles was gonna be here, you know. Besides just being a good guy, you know, he's a great rider, and, you know, anything that I do whip-wise, he's always right there and keeping me in check and making me kind of push me harder with it too, and sometimes schooling me.
You know, I'm glad I got to come out for the last half at least. So I was really happy with that. So come join Renner here.
You didn't miss much in the sand dunes,
No.
except for me whining and complaining. So the attitude and morale is up. Miles Richmond's with us.
Got out here and just put our gear on. Started a couple sessions, and you know, it was good. It was a good session all around.
Are we ready to roll or what?
It's cool, you know, you just kind of go off. You know, the filmers and camera crew and everything, they follow you around. So pretty much, I mean, it's just come out here and you have fun and do what you want. You know, obviously, you know, every rider out there, you know, this is what we all look forward to. Right? Yeah, this is it.
I like personally coming to a place where no one is, because nobody has any expectations. You're not like, nobody has a favorite jump hidden somewhere that they've hit 1,000 times and they're gonna think really stupid on it. You know what I mean? Here we're all just like, we have the land, let's find some jumps, let's have some fun.
I like the local go-getters. These are good.
You have to climb Mount Suicide, but it's made out of like pure cake mix. And then there's a little flip at the top to get you like 10 feet onto this little landing. It's pretty awesome. I tried not to hit it, but it was almost like maybe a couple more times.
Lance, find the jumps.
Dude, I found like a 30-foot double back there. I know it won't meet to your expectations.
Show it to
but
me.
I was having fun.
Let's do it.
Let's go.
I don't know what we're waiting for here.
Woke up with a ghost farm, focused on his groceries when they aren't telling stories. They're multiplying groceries on the lawn. Let them water, never let them spawn. The apparitions have been drinking this water for too long. So when they gathered by the bird bath in the
All the
morning,
local guys, you know, they were eager to come out here and show us their stuff, and they were all charging hard and, you know, doing some stuff that we were, you know, kind of dropping jaws on. Like, whoa, where did that come from?
I've seen it that when the camera comes out, man, it does stuff to you.
Too alive.
Holla. That was my LCQ victory. Let's go somewhere else. Let's find something with the best crosswind possible. We have to hit it really fast.
The western slope of Colorado is wonderful because the eastern slope has more of the ski resorts, snowboarding, everything, you know. The west side has the dirt, the desert type stuff. That's why we do get to ride all the time. It is good riding.
For our second session, we went out and started the second session. We went out and did a couple gun shots, you know. And to me, that's a good time, you know. Obviously, mixing it up, you can't sit out here and jump all day long. You know, it's cool. Like, you know, you got everyone going the opposite ways, you know, sit different ways, everything. So it's fun. Hey, that's almost worse than if you're trying to do a trick and you don't. Berm shots are great.
Good deal.
Cloud was snapping, you know? He took a digger into a wall the other day. I don't know if the cameras got it.
And my side hurts. Freaking really bummed out on that.
Whenever you're hurt just a little bit, you know, like it's on your subconscious. Like, hey, I'm right here. We're not healthy. You know, it doesn't give you like a good, comfortable feeling all the time.
It sucks because you're out here, guys never seen you ride, and you know all that stuff, and you got to kind of limp around, but we'll see how it goes.
You know, he tried to go on ride, but just wasn't feeling it.
A lot of riding yesterday?
So I was watching the guys for a little bit. I was trying to ride, but it was too weak, and if I got into a situation or case something pretty good, I just don't think he could take the hit.
Yeah, I think he's just taking a day off, and probably need it. I mean, trust me, I'm starting to get really sore right now. So I think we'll see him back, probably tomorrow. He's out there, hopefully having fun and feeling good. Him went out to a super fun jump. Rolled up. The tabletop had a downslope to it, so it's kind of pumped you up, and because it's sloping down, it made it look really high. But man, it looks like a lot of fun.
Ready? I learned to get into it better.
So much fun from that point on. It kind of set the tone for the rest of the day. Drake is just killing it with his webs, and Brandon was throwing down some heart attacks, CPIBD, and stuff like that.
It's gone. Oh well. Let's move on.
It's hard to search out different types of jumps. I got kind of like a quarter pipe-ish. Alright, it's not a quarter pipe, but if I was man up and really commit, it might be, but I don't know, I think it's okay. I have a certain type of jump that I like to find, which I think it's no secret by now is a left whip and something really steep and really poppy that'll get you up there. It's not really quite steep enough, so it's a off-axis quarter pipe. Saw that thing and had just a bunch of landmines and vegetation and potholes and rain ruts all before it, and knew that was going to be the hard part of getting the speed to get up this thing, you know, and the bottom was really soft and rutted, and just kept plugging away at it, found my good line in it, and next thing you know, just held it second gear pinned, and I don't know, stoked with it.
Snakes with a risk, and yet the nature of the swamp.
That is so sick.
Thanks.
Off case burst into the fire. This is my little outreach program, pirating old wives. Drop the tape, finger jack, I got the heavy ammunition.
That was bad. I love that Renner has no qualms about where he lands. He whizzes right by that big rock too, right next to it.
The tape, finger jack, I got the heavy ammunition. Drop the tape, finger jack, I got the heavy ammunition.
I'd be lying my brains off if I didn't say I love making a jump that other people just can't get to and do. I like to make jumps that everybody can jump, but there's once in a while where it's cool, but people can't get speed to do that, and you just kind of make it happen.
So Rainer was kind of already out there jumping it when we came out. Miles, hit it a couple times and cranked a huge whip. I was blown away.
Nice. Yeah, Miles. Yeah. Woo! His selection of jumps is more my style. It's more the hip jumps, try to whip it, get upside down sort of thing.
So I know Renner wasn't too pumped on having the young kid, Miles Richmond, come out and show him up.
That little turd. Thought I had him covered on that one, but he still figured out how to get through those whoops and get the speed up.
Here comes the Ren again. Hey, Ren! You were upside down.
I'm so nervous about the wind, dude. It's gusty. Kind of sucked though that the wind was going on and off from basically being nothing and then 20-mile-per-hour gusts.
I was using your flag jersey. Yeah, I was up there so that you could see how much the wind was.
It's so gusty, don't even matter. Everybody was getting pretty, worn out with the wind, and it was getting to be kind of an issue on every jump. So I don't know. I just wasn't ready to give up on this place, and kept my gear on, and everybody had lunch, and I just pinned it back out there and saw this long hill climb, which had a wicked crosswind to it. And I've been doing left whips on about every jump all day, and I figured I should diversify myself a little. What up? I'm Ronnie Renner. I'm not telling you where we're at, but we're on the Great Ride Open here on Fuel TV. Everybody was getting pretty, worn out with the wind, and it was getting to be kind of an issue on every jump. You get committed to hitting it one way, and then all of a sudden 20, 25-mile-per-hour gust comes through and screws up the program.
Came back, ate lunch. Typically when we come back and eat lunch, that's a 2 hour, you eat your lunch, relax, see some interviews.
Everybody had lunch, and I just pinned it back out there and saw this long hill climb. I had the idea on the top of this lip on the hill climb to kind of do a semi-turn down, and whip it to the right, and then turn it back down into the contour of the landing. And it kind of worked decent with the way the wind was blowing. So I was like, oh, no big deal, and I'll just try to get really high off of it.
And Drake, we took our gear off, we're like kind of ready to call it a day. And then Tilton and Lodell's like, oh, let's go for a ride and stuff. The guy goes up, I went back up, and we went back out, came across the river. Sort of breaking in, and next thing you know, Miles and Lance and I think Drake came out, Tilt came out. Like I think all the guys pretty much, they all come out and started session. And next thing you know, Miles was cranking nasty whips off of it.
Out with Miles here, I think Miles kind of helps spark some energy. I know it sparks some energy. But Renner's lazy. He's like, I don't like to move it better than those dudes. If I'm like the next best guy sometimes for that, I'm not that great at it. Now you have Miles. Miles looks cool all the time. So Renner's like, I gotta step it up and try hard. Otherwise, I'm really gonna feel like poop. So I'm glad Miles showed up and made Renner get more fired up.
It was cool to see because I had a whole different perspective on how to jump that, basically based on the fact that I thought I couldn't whip it good off that jump.
Renner's probably sick of me because I follow him around. He finds all the jumps and then he jumps a couple times and then I go and blow out his mind and try to show him up on it.
He wouldn't prove me wrong, so I had to start trying to lean into it too, not to be outdone too bad. But that actually was one of the funner jumps this session today. Yeah, it's so fun.
So there was like half of that, maybe. Well, it's kind of hard when you're hitting some whip it jump with Renner and Miles, like the two best dudes you can think of for whipping it. Hold it down on the two-stroke though, That's what I'm here for.
Drake, here we go. And
That's the funnest jump we found so far.
Yeah, I'm claiming this is one of the sickest places I've ever ridden. This reminds me of riding like.
but look how much we haven't even ridden. Like, what if there's?
That's what I'm saying. Let's go ride that. I trail rode like really far just now. Is there anything back there? I wanted to try.
I thought you would come back and tell us you found a jump.
I wanted to, but it's like.
Alright, we'll start riding and you guys just head that way and catch up to us. We went on a crazy trail ride. It was cool, I've never really seen anything like it before.
This kind of turned into full soul riders, man. The real definition of free riding. Just hitting it up, something crosses your path, hit it. Just really cool view and just good things to do. Did some burn shots with Drake and Lance. Unfortunately, TV say we weren't really worried about the cameras, and if they got stuff, they got it. But we were just moving on and enjoying a nice afternoon.
Good to go.
Really came together really good today. Found some great chums, and didn't give up on the wind, and just had some real epic trail rides and just great views from the top of the hills. And to me, I think this has been my favorite stop so far.
This was definitely the place where it was the hardest to get to every jump. And that was really cool, you know. It kind of reminded me of riding like before I got stuck and all this freestyle nonsense and made it part of my life and everything. And just went out on the road and had a really good time.
There was this one hill, and we went up on top of it, and I seriously felt like I was the king of the world, kind of, you know. It was cool, you know, way up high and looking down on everyone.
Dude, how sweet is this place?
Awesome.
Ended the day on a high note, sitting on top of that mountain and, you know, realizing how lucky I am to be doing what I'm doing. That's what Great Ride Open's all about.
Yo, I found something. What do you got? You can ride this trail and jump over this part and land down there. Where? Right there. There. Alright, you gotta do it. I just told you I found some. I just said I'm doing it. Atta boy.
We'll eat beans, weenies, do wheelies. It's gonna be bitchin'.